In this video, we're going to be talking a little more about percent increase and percent decrease. Specifically, we're going to look at how to calculate a percent increase or percent decrease when the percent is not known. Let's consider the following example. The price of gasoline rose from $2.50 per gallon to $3.10 per gallon. What is the percent increase in the cost per gallon of gasoline? This problem seems simple enough, but let's recall some formulas that we have looked at before and see how they might apply to this problem. For instance, we've already talked about an absolute change. Absolute change is the absolute value of the ending quantity minus the starting quantity. It's the absolute difference between two numbers. We've also discussed relative change. Relative change is the absolute change divided by the starting quantity. Hopefully, these two formulas look familiar to you. Now, how do they apply to our current problem? Well, another way to consider percent increase or percent decrease is calling it a percent change. In other words, a percent change is just a relative change. And the way we calculate relative change or percent change is to take the absolute value of the ending quantity minus the starting quantity divided by the starting quantity. This formula is what we can use to calculate the percent increase or percent decrease when we're given an ending and starting amount. Let's see how we can apply this formula into specific examples. We'll go back to the example we started out with concerning the gas prices. Namely, we looked at the price of gasoline rising from $2.50 per gallon to $3.10 per gallon, and we were asked to calculate the percent increase. We can think of percent increase as a percent change. Specifically, it's going to be the ending quantity minus the starting quantity divided by the starting quantity. So let's fill in some information. We know that in our gas situation, we start out with $2.50 per gallon. So $2.50 is considered our starting quantity. We're finishing at $3.10, so that's considered our ending quantity. Let's put those two numbers into our formula. We take the absolute value of the ending quantity, which is $3.10, minus the starting quantity, which is $2.50. We then divide that by our starting quantity, which is $2.50. If you like, in the numerator, we have $3.10 minus $2.50, and that's just a difference of 60 cents. In the denominator, we still have $2.50. Now, what's important to note is that our numerator is a positive number. This is what happens when you go from a starting number to an ending number and it increases. This is a signification that we have a percent increase going on. The number inside my absolute value is positive. Well, the absolute value of any positive number is also positive, so we have 0.60 divided by 2.50. If we pull out a calculator and do a quick calculation, we determine that 0.6 divided by 2.5 is just 0.24. In other words, our percent increase is 0.24, or if asked to put it as a percent, we would bring the decimal 2 places to the right, which gives us 24%. There is a 24% increase in the cost of gasoline from $2.50 to $3.10. Now let's take a look at how we can use this formula in an example of percent decrease. According to the CDC, the number of flu-related deaths in the U.S. in 2018 to 2019 was 34,200. This number was down from the 61,000 flu-related deaths recorded for 2017 to 2018. By what percent did the number of flu-related deaths drop between those years? Again, we can use that same formula for percent change, namely the absolute value of the ending quantity minus the starting quantity divided by the starting quantity. In this particular example, let's figure out what each of those numbers are. We started in 2017 to 2018 with 61,000 flu-related deaths. So this time, our start amount is 61,000, and we ended in 2018 to 2019 with 34,200. This is our end quantity. If we apply these to our formula, we have the absolute value of 34,200 minus 61,000. All of that is divided by 61,000. Inside that absolute value, we use a calculator and subtract. 34,200 minus 61,000 is negative 26,800 absolute value divided by 61,000. And of particular note is the fact that the value in the numerator inside the absolute value sign is negative. Why is it negative? It's negative because our ending amount was smaller than our starting amount. And when you see a negative sign inside your absolute value, this corresponds to our percent decrease. This is what makes it a percent decrease as opposed to a percent increase. Our numbers are getting smaller. Well, let's actually go about calculating what exactly that percent decrease is. We're going to take the absolute value of negative 26,800, and that just gives us 26,800. And then we divide by our original amount, 61,000. Pulling out our calculator and dividing, we get that 26,800 divided by 61,000 is approximately 0.439344, etc., etc., etc. Now the problem asks us to round to the nearest whole percent. Well, first of all, to get from a decimal to a percent, we need to move our decimal 2 places to the right. So we would say that this is approximately 43.9344%. Our last step is to round this to the nearest whole percent. That means no decimals after the decimal point, no values after the decimal point. So rounding this 43.9 to the nearest whole percent, because 9 is bigger than 5, I'm going to round up, and so that's going to tell me that this rounds to 44%. We would say that between 2017 to 2018 and 2018 to 2019, flu-related deaths dropped by 44%. I hope this video helped to explain percent increase and percent decrease a little better. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out.